Hi folks, today I'm going to tell you how to put together an intensity cycle. So first, what is intensity? So you've done your base, maybe you've got a couple little races under your belt, but your big goals are coming up. The base, your volume training, that's building the sword, and the intensity cycle is there to sharpen it and get you ready for racing. In an intensity cycle, recovery is critical. So don't try to do what I do. You got to do what's best for you, listen to your body, and obey yourself. But there will be some things in the way I've spent my last few months that are useful to you. Also, in all of these, I used all my tools. I've got all kinds of sponsors and great tools. Pay attention to which one of those might apply to you, and I've got discounts and coupons for a lot of them. So if you're following me in December, you saw I did a ton of base. I had the Factor 100K a day challenge. So that was just crazy volume. I was doing a little bit of intensity then. I was doing the Sunday group ride, but that was the only speed I got. And it certainly wasn't like what you'd normally expect from a high intensity. Like I wouldn't be ready to race coming out of that. At the beginning of January, just because I was overtrained last year, I took a couple days off. I did a little easy days. I kind of just did a week of chilling out before I moved into intensity. And then week one, I really only got in one workout. I had 3 by 10 minutes at threshold, and then I was tired from that, and then I drove to Tucson to get my butt kicked by Lionel. So a big shock to my system for week one of just way more intensity, higher intensity, hanging on to a damn triathlete. And that was a total of 19 hours. So week two started nasty with 4 by 5 minute efforts, 5 minutes on and 5 minutes off. So the rest period is usually about the same length as the effort, which means you can still do good power, but they are gonna be diminishing, at least for me. So it was like 420, 410, 405, but I was able to get them all done. And what you do then is you pace each effort based on the previous interval. So the first one, you're kind of just guessing. I think I can do 420 for 5 minutes, and that's what I do. The next one, you try to pace it at the whatever power you did for the previous interval that it shows on your Wahoo. So the next one, I was trying to hold 420 as long as I could, faded the last minute, and the next one, I'm not going to pretend to pace at 420 because I just did 410. So now I'm going to do 410 and fade a little bit, etc. So you just, again, like accept your body and its limitations and don't think like, oh, this fourth interval, I'm going to do the best one yet. The next day, I was able to do 3 by 15 minute threshold efforts. So just kind of solid, picked a long climb, went up and down. So that was 15 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Just so go up, go down, go up. And then I had one good endurance day. 10,000 feet is kind of my goal around Malibu, 3,000 meters. And that's just, I ride around, I ride endurance up the hills and cruise down the hills and repeat. 10,000 is always my goal for like a good endurance day near here. And then finally I did end it with the Sunday group ride. That's really the only like speed effort I get. It's the only time I draft anymore, the Sunday Lagrange group ride in Hollywood. Now week three, I take Mondays off. I had an interval scheduled for Tuesday. I kind of started going and my body was not into it. So I think I still wasn't recovered from the workouts the previous week, from the hard effort Sunday. So after that, Coach Frank gave me Mondays off, Tuesdays easy, and Wednesdays the day that I would start my intervals. So it's 3 to 4 days a week of hard efforts, but not pretending I could do 5. The week 3, I did 4 minute efforts, and that was 6 of them. So it was 3 sets of 3, so 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. Again, I would just go to Rock Store for these, nice little closed traffic climb. So up, down, and then I take 10 minutes in between and do another set of 3. And for those of power was better, I did 465, 440, just, obviously 4 minutes, I can go a little bit harder than the 5. The next day I did 4 by 10 minutes at threshold. So 10 minutes on, like I think it was 8 minutes off, just going back up and down, followed by another endurance day. So one good endurance day a week is kind of my goal. When I'm feeling up to it, I can get up to 2. And then Sunday I did the group ride again. And that week was a total of 19 hours. So we're not doing the crazy giant 30-hour weeks. We're just doing a steady 19, 20 with hard efforts, and it's a more sustainable load than base when you're just trying to like rack up the volume and you don't care if you're losing watts here and there. Week 4, things got a little bit ugly. It started well. I had some 5 minute efforts, and I did for 5 minutes. I was able to do what I'd done for 4 minutes the week before. That's the kind of progress we're looking for in the speed cycle, in the intensity efforts. I had some 2 minute efforts, which I won't say went great. 2 minute efforts never go well for me. And I paced them horribly. You think for a 2 minute effort that you just start blasting, and then you look down, you're only on 45 seconds and you're falling apart. So I did a few sets of those, and thankfully Coach didn't give me any more of that because my KOMs are all longer than 2 minutes anyway. What I didn't plan for, and this is how life gets in the way, Emily had a little crash. We were doing, I like to do gravel rides with her. I'll do like a recovery ride on gravel. Mulholland was super washed out, the area that we're doing it. There'd been a couple days of rain. There was a big rut in the road, and I get to the bottom, and at some point I'm like, where's Emily at? I've been down here a while. and she'd crashed. She'd kind of just been, one of the low speed crashes are worse than the high speed crashes. High speed, you just lose some skin. Low speed, it gets awkward, you fall weird. She'd actually hadn't broken her ribs, but she punctured a lung. So we were in the hospital and it was a whole thing, and I didn't even pretend to get my training done the next 5 days. I was taking care of her. That's kind of how you have to behave. And the days, there was a couple days where like, okay, I have a few hours between visiting hours to get a workout in. My body wasn't up for it. I hadn't been sleeping that well. I was stressed out. So I didn't even really attempt to do any workouts. I just ride. When you're in a mode like that, I find that riding easy helps. It's just like being outside, it's just good for me mentally. Taking days completely off, a few days off in a row, I find will kind of set back my training. But if you just pedal a little bit, just get 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, I feel better, and I find I can just pick up right where I left off. So that week I only ended up with 15 hours. The next week I was still a little bit tired, so I kind of kicked the intervals another couple days, but I was able to do 3 by 20 minutes at threshold, feeling better than I had, and kind of getting back on track. Emily's fine, by the way. She had a tube in her thing, and she's doing okay. She's riding again. We're all good at the homestead. By the end of that week, I was able to get another 10,000 feet in and have a good time on the group ride on Sunday. Okay, week 6 got a little more interesting. I had an over-under workout, which over-under, kind of picture I did a video on these, but kind of picture you're doing an attack, and then you're settling in, and then you're sprinting at the end. So think I'm attacking on the last climb. So it's you start at 450 watts. Well, I started at 450 watts, and then I kind of settled in at 380, and then the last 30 seconds were all out. So I did 4 by 10 minutes of those, again on Rockstore, where it's real safe and you can smash yourself and not get afraid of hitting by a car. The next day, Wahoo launched their Wahoo System Week with Phil video series. Wahoo System is their indoor training app setup situation. So I did one of those, kind of a live video for fun, but I did do some hard efforts it was my short KOM video. They have a 5-day thing. There's a short KM, a long KOM. And then I went back out and did some endurance after that. So that was a 10,000 foot day on Thursday. And then did Friday easy, Saturday easy. And then Sunday I did the group ride, and then I met up, Keel Reinen was in town. I went a little overboard. I had a little too much fun riding in the canyons with Keel. I ended up doing 12,000 feet and close to 7 hours. That wasn't the plan. I was supposed to do 20 hours that week. I got 22. It was super nice out. I was feeling good. So, you can obey that once in a while too. You'll pay for it the next couple days. Week 7 is the last week of my intensity cycle, hopefully. So for that one, we started with 3 by 12 minutes at threshold. So 12 minutes on, 10 minutes off. If you're not feeling an interval, if you're a little tight, which happened to me in a few of these, I would cheat and take more recovery between the intervals. It's better than not doing the intervals at all. It's better than having the intervals in a lower quality, lower numbers. Don't go like take a shower and change clothes and sit around for 6 hours. But maybe ride around an extra 15 minutes between intervals and make sure the next one is going to be good. Next, I have some crisscross intervals, which I have a video on those as well. That's kind of one that I like a lot. So these are 12-minute efforts. You start at say 5.5 minutes of threshold, and then you do like a 30-second acceleration, settle back down to threshold for another 5.5 minutes, and then a 30-second sprint to close it off. So we did 3 crisscross intervals, and then I did a good 10,000 foot climbing day, and then I went to Florida to do a triathlon where there was no climbing whatsoever, but mostly just, that was more kind of in the rest period. So now I did my base, did my intensity, I had a rest week. The next video, we're gonna try a couple KOMs and see how it goes. And then we'll move into my KOM season. Hopefully the power will get up, and I'll keep ramping up and feel better and better. So hopefully this is useful for wherever your goals are, racing, KOMs, just PRs and fitness. So like I said, I've got tools with all this and discounts for each of them. Whoop, I've been green for like this whole training period. My strain has been super solid and matched with my recovery. So I've just been green and cruising. I've got Inside Tracker, does blood tests, so I'm totally on top of my nutrition and supplements. They recommended I switch from cashews to almonds, and I've been seeing some just staying healthy, staying dialed on top of it. Noom, I've kept my weight super stable. For prettier and more accurate power analysis, of course, Chapeau 2.0 has a bunch of cool improvements. So check that out as well. And then my own business of ice legs for recovery. So what I was working with was a personalized training plan from my coach, Frank at FastCat. He also sells training plans, but you can buy those training plans, a discount for those as well. You can buy those, and then you can move things around as you need it. Like I said, don't stick to it rigidly. Make it work for you. So for example, I like to do Saturdays easy ride with Emily, so Frank builds that into my workouts. One day I'm filming a commercial, so that's not a training day. So things just get jumbled around, and you kind of see the overall arc and build it. But if you are looking to buy a training plan, the closest thing for this would be the Strava PR plan. Use my links for any of those. Whatever ails you, hopefully I have something that could help. The keys to take away are keep it a sustainable load so it's repeatable. You're never emptying the tank, so you still have a little bit in your tank tomorrow. Keep it going, focus on rest, focus on health, and focus on recovery. Good luck to you and good luck to me in the next few videos.